what most people get wrong with their booking reminders is they just use the default fucking Calendly testimonials, right? Default Calendly reminders, which is like, your call is booked for Thursday at 11 a.m. Like, don't forget to come. Like, it's selfish, it's not exciting, it doesn't provide any value. And so what we want to do is we want to change the language of our confirmations. So they've booked the call because they are, to a degree, excited about the idea of what you do. And so our goal of the nurture sequences is to, at a bare minimum, maintain their levels of excitement, but ideally increase it. So that by the time they get to the call, like if you talk to my sales reps, they're like, yeah, most of our leads are like, they're already ready to buy because they've already discovered every piece of information that they otherwise would have had to wait for a sales call, right? And the other thing you had to consider as well is they booked the call because they want information. However, they might not get that information for a couple of days. And they will either go into like research mode, not be able to find it, find the incorrect stuff. And so we just want to lower physical and psychological resistance for them getting information by just sending it to them. So when someone books a call with us, this is our entire fucking workflow.
And this is templated for your students in your With You program?
Yeah, it's got like the 1 day reminder, 2 day reminder and stuff like that.
Nice.
The actual, obviously the contents is going to be different.
Well, it has to be because it's an industry thing, yeah.
Yeah. So first thing that happens is if they book an appointment, it checks like, did we accidentally let through someone from like a red flag or an industry that we don't like working with? If we did, it just fucking sends them to a wait list. It says unlucky, right? Now, if they are qualified, the first thing that it does is it sends data to our pixel and says, hey, a schedule happened. Now, it doesn't happen when they're in the wrong industry because like we said before with pixel conditioning, we don't want the ad account to think that it did its job when it sent a bad lead to our calendars, right? Then it will remove the prospect from a previous workflow, which was trying to get them to book in. It will confirm the appointment. It will remove them from some other workflows. It will wait 1 minute, move them to the correct stage of the pipeline. It will add them to this hammer them strategy that I learned from Jeremy Haynes. So I'll show you that in a moment. But basically, all the pieces of information I want them to know, I just fucking send them to them all in like 1 day between like 4 different emails.
What if they come back to you and say, I'm getting overwhelmed with emails. This is not what
That's actually another red flag. We don't let them in either.
Why is that?
Because if they should have booked the call because they want information. Most people appreciate it. They're like, yeah, like this is everything that I wanted to know. The people that complain about some emails in their inbox are fucking cowards. That like literally they're complaining about like email notifications. You sent too many emails. Great. Well, what we actually say is, hey, look, if you don't like this level of communication, you're going to hate being in the program because we had to communicate with you a lot. I think it's best if you just pass on this one. We're good to pass on this one too. We don't let them in. Because if they literally complain about some emails, like what kind of person is that? It's just,
you're sending them information that's valuable.
Yeah. So like we have so many call recordings, we save them. By the way, if you ever like done a sales call and you're a dickhead, just know that like the recording went in the sales team Slack channel. There'll be like, we had this one lady that got on a call with Tiffany, or it might have been Tim. I think they've both had situations like this, where they're like, hey, I just got some feedback for you. Like there were too many emails. And then you're like, yeah, whatever. And they're like, all right, cool. So like, are you going to tell us about like what the program is and how it works? I'm like, yeah, those were in the emails. Fucking retards. Now, the confirmation SMS, there's a couple very subtle changes in language that I'm going to point out. So firstly, hey, Sev, Brandon here. Can you hit me back with a yes to confirm your traffic discovery session for the day and the time? Now, one of the key things with your nurture sequences is you to the best of your ability, get them to reply. Now, when they reply yes, it's a very similar kind of influence and persuasion tactic that we used on the thank you page. So we got them to, on the thank you page, we got them to agree to the identity that they like showing to calls. We're again repeating this by getting them to write out, yes, I'm going to show. Now, it doesn't work 100% of the time. This isn't like a 100% solid rule, but because they've said, yes, I'm coming, they are ever so slightly more likely to come than if they had not said yes, because they've they've in a written form said yes.
They don't want to be a hypocrite.
Exactly right. So it's like identity, consistency. I think that was from Robert Cialdini's book. Then a minute later, what it will say is, by the way, what will really help you. So again, we changed the language from, hey, watch this video before the call, which is selfish to us. We position it as helpful to them. By the way, what will really help you is giving this a watch before our sesh. Just chuck it on during lunch or something, gives you a solid outline of how we help business owners generate more leads easier and faster without an agency. Also saves you time in the call asking, so what do you guys actually do? Because this video explains it all. Takes on the thank you page. Hit me back here if you need. PS, just hit me back with a thumbs up emoji or something once you've watched it so I know you're all good. Another example of trying to get them to reply.
Right. What if they don't reply a yes?
We just fucking delete them.
So does that void them manually, or do you just go through?
Sales team will just monitor the leads.
Yeah.
So if someone's pretty active, we're like, swear this guy's on. But if someone is like not replying, they haven't said yes, they haven't done anything, we'll probably delete them and just make room for someone that will.
Because statistically?
Yeah, statistically that is less likely to fucking show, they're less likely to rock up. Or if they do rock up, they're like, all right, so what do you guys do? It's like, cunt, it was in the video.
Right.
Cool. The email. So you're booked in before the call. Similar, but obviously an email, so it's longer. So here's one thing I'd like you to do beforehand. If you haven't already watched the With You Over video before, it'll explain a lot of the nuts and bolts of how we do. We'll give you a chance to jot down some questions so we can go through together. Most people just pop it on during lunch or something. Saves you time asking on the call, so what do you actually do?